I'm starting the recording and hold on. This ready? Oh, I need to take that out. I'm gonna wait for my dog to stop barking. The earth is flat. We never went to the moon, and the world is controlled by lizard men. I'm Travis Winkler,
And I'm Chris Ritchie.
and this is the Dust and Echoes podcast.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Glad we got
Price is Right?
It was. I thought that was an original Travis Winkler piece.
No.
You'd come up with something new for us.
No, I'm not original at all.
Fix this up a little bit. Okay, now we should be good to go. Now,
I 100% hope that you're recording your sound separately.
I am recording my sound separately on this here microphone.
Awesome. Okay, Chris, a new game has come out in the past few weeks, and it went viral. The name of the game is Among Us, and we have actually played it quite a bit online with our friends, and we have a lot to say about it. Do you want to take it from there?
Well, actually, it's not a new game. It actually came out in 2018.
True.
And it only got popular in the last few weeks because apparently a bunch of real popular Twitch streamers. That's a thing I've learned about recently. Started playing it, and then everybody said, "Hey, they're popular and they like it, so that means we must like it too."
Damn right. Which is a great advertising tactic. You give a popular streamer a copy of your indie game, which I think 3 people made Among Us. So, and as many millions of copies as they have sold right now, they are making bokos. But anyways, it's a great tactic. You make an indie game, you give it to a popular streamer, and boom, thousands and millions of people see it and they want to play it.
We've been playing it.
Yep.
We've been playing it quite a bit.
We have.
As a matter of fact.
We have.
It's a fun game. Is it not?
Oh yeah. Love it. It's a very different type of game. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Werewolf. It's like a tabletop game. It has little cards. Your village people. Someone's the blacksmith. Someone's the sheriff. Someone's this and that. But one person is secretly the werewolf, and every round he gets to choose to kill somebody, and no one knows who it is. So you have to use context clues to figure out which one of your friends is the killer. It's basically that.
No.
There's other games that has Sorry, edit point right here. Were you talking right then? Because I heard nothing.
Oh, you froze up, man. There was nothing there.
All right, edit point on that.
No, let's just keep rolling, man. That's part of it. We're in the middle of a pandemic, Travis. We can only talk to each other this way. This is part of it.
True. Okay. Did you hear what I said about the werewolf game? One of your friends is the killer, and you have to figure out who it is.
Yeah. Yep. I heard that part.
There's other more modern games that are like that. I think one of them is called Deceit. It's a free game on Steam. It's like third person though. It's a lot more complicated than Among Us, and I think maybe that's why Among Us shines above the rest, because it's so simple. Anyone can jump in there and play it, and it's $5.
And it's also something that can be played with, if you got a bunch of friends. Well, it plays up to 10 people, I think. And it's kind of infuriating at times. But if you're a good liar, then you can be good at Among Us. Definitely. Travis, consequently, is good at Among Us. I don't know what that says about him.
I don't know about all that, but I have heard that I'm the most winningest killer out of our group. So
that's a group of 8 when it's at its biggest.
Sorry, what did you say right there?
That's a group of 8 at its biggest.
Yeah.
When everyone's there.
Right. And I think that maybe part of that, actually, before we go on, let's talk about what the game is, how you play it,
Yeah, absolutely.
because that won't take very long. So go ahead. You're the casual gamer. You came upon this, and I want to know your impressions. And actually, I want you to explain what you do in Among Us. That way, from the point of view of someone who's just doesn't play that many games and just drops into a little indie game like this.
Well, first and foremost, I was really not really wanting to play it very much. You guys were mentioning it a couple of weeks ago. Let's play Among Us. I was like, nah, I don't really want to. One of our friends gifted it to me. Said, well, I'm kind of obliged now. I'm going to play it. So we played it, and now I'm kind of hooked on it, man. It's one of those games that's very addicting. But the premise of the game is that there's a group of people on a spaceship or some other sci-fi type setting, and one of you is an imposter. The rest of you are crewmates. The imposter has to go around and kill everyone in order for him to win or her to win, and the crewmates have to solve who the imposter is before the imposter can kill everyone.
Right.
I don't know even know what genre of game this is.
I'm gonna say who done it.
No, it
I
is.
know. I know who done it is just a general genre for maybe like fiction and
Mhm.
stuff. So
So if you've played the board game Clue,
right,
I don't know if you have, Travis, but if anyone's
I
played
have.
the game Clue, this is pretty much a video game version of it without having to pick the rooms and all that stuff. But
And
there's a
take
lot of
turns,
yeah,
all that.
there's a whole lot of deduction involved in it.
Yes, and I think what makes Among Us unique is the tasks. So you mentioned the way that you could win is figure out who the killer is, and what you do is in the middle. Oh, first, I'll explain that. In the When you see a dead, let's say the killer kills somebody, you see a dead body on the ground, you can hit a little report button if you see that, and the game flashes to a voting screen. And before that, no one could talk. You can only talk during the voting screen, and you kind of have to play with the honor system for this to work. So yeah, forewarning: if you're playing this with friends and they're communicating through chat or they're sending sneaky messages that could totally ruin the experience for everybody. Don't do that. Anyways, when you're at the voting screen, you're trying to you're using your voice or your lies, and you're trying to convince your friends to vote on somebody. If you're the crewmates, you're trying to think about all the clues that led you to believe um, that this person is the killer. You're trying to get them to gang up on them. You vote them out and you throw them into space and they're dead. If that person was the killer, the crewmates win. If that person wasn't the killer, well, you killed an innocent person, and now the killer has one less person to worry about, and his rampage can continue. Also, I mentioned tasks earlier, and I meant to get back to that. There's another way to win for the crewmates. If the crewmates get done with all their tasks, they win by default. And the tasks are basically little mobile games, I think, that took a lot of inspiration. They're really simple. It's like drag this line up and down and you're done with that task, or match these colors and you're done with this task. And they do that in the form of repairing wires because they want to keep that spaceship theme. If all the crewmates come together and complete all those tasks, they win, the killer loses. Now in between all of that, the killer isn't doing tasks. He's acting like he's doing tasks, and he's roaming around, and when he gets on something, he has a kill button. Kills them. Boom. And when he eliminates all of them, the killer wins.
And if
Figured I'd just throw that synopsis out there. Go
no,
ahead,
for sure.
Chris.
And if
Sorry.
you are the imposter, it is infinitely more fun.
Yes.
It's especially if you've got a good group of people that are really into the game, like our friends have been.
Hmm.
And you mentioned the trying to fool them and making you think that you're doing tasks. So
Right.
there's a lot of going to where you would normally be doing tasks as a crewmate and standing there and hoping somebody doesn't come up and see that you're faking, because it's definitely, you can
Yeah.
definitely tell if you
There's a
sit there
few
long enough. Sure.
signs. Yeah. Yeah. There's a few signs. There might be people might not even be doing that tasks, and you wouldn't even know. Um, there's one where you eject leaves out of the spaceship, which makes me wonder how did leaves get in there.
I've
But
wondered that
maybe
while
there's
playing it. Yeah.
anyways. There's a part where you eject leaves, and you can see them being ejected out of the spaceship. Well, if you're the killer and you're faking that, the leaves are never going to be ejected. So if someone's sitting there watching you, they could figure that out pretty quick. Um, Also, someone could run up on you and see you in the act and murder you.
And that's happened several times.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what would be one of the killer's defenses for that happening? Let's say somebody calls a meeting, which you can also do other than report the body. But let's say that someone catches you murdering someone, they report the body right then. What would you do as a killer? They
Um,
s-
I think there's two things you can do. One, you can just fess up because you've been caught, and I've done that before. Sometimes you get caught, and you're just like, oh, I got caught. There's no point in going on. I'll just fess up now. Or as soon as the body's reported and you go into the meeting with the rest of the players to determine what's happening, you can just automatically say it was Travis. I saw Travis kill somebody.
right, right.
That's about your only plays there, I think.
And maybe I was see. I've been trying to think of, and Among Us does this. It makes me think outside the box, which is a really cool aspect of the game. It's less about the gameplay and more about how to manipulate other people, how to manipulate your friends into believing your lie. And I'm thinking of how, because if someone catches you in the act as a killer, they're going to be like, well, I just saw Travis kill this person. It's him. And then my only defense is, no, you.
Yeah, that's it. That's you just have to kind of lay the blame onto somebody else. That's
But
really all you can do to win.
could you just say nothing? Be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was doing this task over here. I don't think any one of us has ever tried that. Probably wouldn't work that well.
Well, it's not going to try. It's not going to work very well for you now if
Right.
I'm playing because I'm gonna. I think I'll catch on to that pretty quick now.
True. True. I don't think it would work anyways because I don't know about other people's friends group, but our friends will just dogpile you for no reason. If someone's like it's them, and then they'll all vote for that person. If it ends up not being them, then we think it's the person that accused. So
Yeah,
we all
yeah.
dogpile that person, and it kind of goes
And that's to me. This is
in domino effect there.
the meetings, Travis, is where the game really shines. When someone reports a body or when someone calls an emergency meeting to discuss what's happened and then they find out that somebody's died, they haven't even discovered the body yet. That's where the
Right.
game shines. It's the social interaction. And
Yes.
especially in this day and age where there's not a whole lot of social interaction going on, and the online stuff is where
That's a good point.
that's
That
kind of
might
what you
be.
got. That might be why it's catching on so much, I
Yeah,
guess.
that might be a really good reason why this game has went viral here in 2020, in late 2020, is because people are really just thirsting for that social interaction right now, and this game emphasizes that when it
Oh
comes,
yeah,
yeah, the meetings
you absolutely get that interaction.
for sure. And not only is it, you say social interaction, it's like, oh, we're friends, we're talking. No, you get pissed off and you hate your
Yeah,
friends in 30-second intervals for not listening to you or not believing you or just voting you out for no reason.
that's 100%. I've despised you, Travis, many times over the past week.
I've gotten so bad. I've yelled at people. I've yelled at people I'm close with, but no one holds it against you.
Yeah,
Like it's the
one of
it's
our
the nature
friends,
of the game.
one of our friends, he accused me early on. This is like early in the game, and it wasn't me. I wasn't the imposter. So I took it upon myself to immediately call an emergency meeting about 5 minutes later, just to accuse him and try and be as convincing as possible. And I was successful in getting him ejected, and he was not the imposter either.
Oh man, it's great. Yeah, like you were saying, if you can be really stealthy. So let's say you're the killer, right? The kind of what you want to do is hurry up and kill people right before they win via tasks. But if you're just really sneaky about things, and I'll give you an example. And there's potentially infinite ways to be sneaky with this because, like I said, the gameplay emphasizes the conversation, and a conversation could go anyways. It's unpredictable how people are going to talk or what they're going to say or who they're going to accuse. So if you're the killer and at the first of the game you don't kill anybody, let's just say you do like a buddy system. You stay. I'm going to stay with you, for like the first 10 minutes, and when someone calls a meeting, you're going to be like, well, I know it wasn't Travis because he's been with me doing tasks the whole time. But really, I kind of sneaked away for maybe you were doing a task and killed someone in the corner. You didn't notice, and I got back up with you and I walked with you and you cleared me. Basically, you was like, oh, no, it's not him. And then I'm the killer, really, and you don't know, so I'm still hanging out with you. That's just one of many situations. I don't know. It makes me think outside the box. I get all these ideas, and man, that is a good game that makes you feel like that. It makes you think like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also different game modes you can play. We play when we get 8 people. We actually set it up to where there's 2 imposters, and there's 6 crewmates that have to figure out who the imposters is, which kind of throws a little wrench into it because once you've got one person out, you still got to find the other one before. And we've had a couple of games where I think where you and I were imposters, and we killed everybody in like a minute. There wasn't even a meeting called. Nobody found a body. It
was just game over.
Yeah, that was one of my proudest moments in gaming.
Right. I think I have that recorded. Maybe.
Oh, do you?
I have to look. Maybe we'll flash it up on the screen if I got it.
If you got it, we're putting it up right now.
I lost my train of thought. Oh, there's also customizable options, and I really suggest doing this. For example, when you vote somebody out, it will by default it will tell you if they were the imposter or not. Well, we turned that off. So when we vote somebody out and there's 2 imposters, it just says so and so was voted out. So you don't know if they were an imposter. You don't know if there's only 1 imposter left. You don't know if there's 2 imposters. You just know that you voted somebody out, and you're not going to find out until the end of the game. So I highly recommend to play around with those customizable options. They make things a lot better. There's an option to where you can turn off tasks that basically they're visual tasks that will tell people if you're a crew member or not. Like there's one in Medbay where you stand in the scanner and it scans you. Well, imposters can't do that because they don't do tasks. So if someone sees someone in the Medbay getting scanned, they know they're not the imposter. But we turned those off, so there's more question on everybody.
Yeah, so apparently it's been so much fun and a welcome diversion for the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
Has it even been 2 weeks? I don't think it's been 2 weeks.
I think so.
Travis. Has it been 2?
I think so.
Yeah, it's been a very welcome diversion, though.
Yeah.
Spending a long day doing work stuff and then being able to kind of hang out and play a fun game and murder my friends.
Exactly. Exactly.
So apparently this is I just did a quick Google search and it's the social deduction genre.
Social deduction.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't
but
either.
It's put it on the map now. I would say there's going to be many game developers that will try to copy this.
Oh yeah.
I'd say we will see Among Us knockoffs coming soon. I don't know if the Among Us developers are going to continue, which I hope that they are. Among Us 2, let's go. DLC, let's do it.
I was reading about the game a couple of days ago, and apparently they were going to rush development on, or get in development and make a new Among Us 2, but apparently they've scuttled that idea, and they're just going to concentrate on the game as it is now and just improving it, I guess, with software updates.
Yep, that'd be great. Updates and DLC. More hats. Definitely need more hats.
Definitely, yes, you need more hats.
You've probably already seen some footage by now in the podcast, but you're able to customize your guy. You're a little bean person that represented by a color, and you have customizable hats. Some are funny, some are serious, some are spooky. It's really cute. I like that it's real simple. And I mentioned this before, Deceit on Steam. The graphics are great. You're playing third person. You're running through like a really dark facility. You can't see anything, and I don't know. I feel like Among Us shines because it's so simple. It's so easy to play. It's so fun, and it really emphasizes that conversation instead of the gameplay.
And that's what I think. What a lot of games don't do. We've played a few games this year, Travis. Just thinking back to like Call of Duty or. That we play with some of our other friends, and it doesn't. That social interaction just really isn't there. Especially on a game like Call of Duty, you're just running around trying to take out the other team, and every now and then somebody will say something.
Yeah, you're just clicking heads, and I feel like Call of Duty takes a lot of concentration. I mean, if you want to do good, and especially first-person shooters, you're really just concentrating when it comes to a multiplayer. And I'll give Halo some slack. Maybe you can sit back on the couch and chill and talk with that
Right.
one because you're going through the single player. It's not that serious. But if you're competing against other people, you don't want that 10-year-old to shoot you in the face. I'm up there. I'm ready to kill him. I'm not going to say a word until the game's over. So I'm talking every 10 minutes. But we also played WoW.
Well, there's
this
nothing
year.
worse. There's nothing worse, Travis, than being killed by a 10-year-old on a video game and then
Nothing
listening to
worse.
that 10-year-old talk smack to you
Right.
for the next 5 minutes. I've had
Yeah.
that happen before. It's
True.
not fun.
It's the worst. We also played WoW this year, and that is a game that you don't concentrate on. It doesn't take a lot of concentration. However, even when we were playing WoW, the social moments didn't happen that often. I guess like maybe we would have like some side conversations, but we would run out of things to talk about. But
Plus-
on Among Us,
Plus, the game's terrible, but that's beside the point.
sorry, say it one
I
more
said,
time.
plus the game is awful, but that's another episode maybe.
Yeah, that'll be our 100th episode special
Yeah, that's definitely one where we disagree on.
for sure. No, I think it's crap too. Oh no, I've had my mouse on my video screen. Oh well.
Don't worry, bud. I've been recording too.
Good. Anyways, in we would be running dungeons in WoW, and no one would be talking either. It was just you just hitting a button over and over and over again.
It's a grind. Yep.
Yeah, definitely just grinding. And you would think if you're just sitting around grinding, then you would think you would have some more conversations. You would think you would talk more, but no, you don't.
Yeah, that's the beauty to me of Among Us. Sorry to interrupt,
No,
but it forces that social interaction.
It does.
If you don't interact with your friends and share what you saw while that round was going on, then you don't win the game.
Exactly. And let's say you don't talk and you're the killer, and someone accuses you, and you can't lie or you can't defend yourself, or you can't just say, "Oh no, I was over here in electrical repairing the lights. It wasn't me." So, and I have to say, after all that lying, after everyone's pissed off, the killer's laughing, or the crewmates are laughing at the killer for doing such a bad job. There's so much talking during the post game. Oh, you're idiots! You're idiots for not believing me.
Yeah. There's even the option to where if you're a crew member and you've been taken out, you even get to do a little in-game chat with all the other crew members have been taken out, which is another little dynamic.
That's great.
That you get to have. Yeah, that you can sit there and talk about how moronic all your other crewmates are for not knowing that it was them, that this person was the imposter the whole time.
That's just another layer of socializing. When it comes to the hidden chat, the ghosts can only talk to the other ghosts, so the live people have no idea that they're really just exposing all of their dumbness.
And you get to continue to listen to their deliberations also. When after you're a ghost and you're dead, you can still listen to your crewmates, which is that's always fun too.
For sure. Man, it's a really good game. I can't praise it enough. If you were to give it a rating out of 5, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 5.
Okay.
It's I guess if you're taking into account everything like graphics and all that stuff, the graphics they're super simple. It's a 2D game, but to me that kind of adds to the atmosphere of it.
I like it. Yeah. It's kind of retro-y in that way.
And as somebody who started playing on the 8-bit Sega game console, well, I think we had an Atari before that. So somebody started playing on an Atari because I'm old. I enjoy the kind of retro feel of it for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not overwhelming at all, and like I've already said this before, but anybody could get you could get your girlfriend to sit there with you and play it with you. She'll be able to get it and understand. It's on mobile for free. Go check that out, man. I would give it a 4 out of 5. Only because I think and I want them to add stuff. I want more maps. I want more tasks. I want more things that the killer can do. We haven't even mentioned this. The killer has an option to traverse the map through vents, and that's his basically other than killing people, um, one of two special abilities that he has. The other special ability that the killer has is sabotages, and that's how you can really manipulate people. So you could turn off the lights. If everybody's just grouped up, you can sabotage the lights, and then now everybody literally can only see like an inch in front of them, and you can basically kill them right next to everybody else, and no one would know until they repair the lights and go back and see the body, and you could act like you're with them. You can sabotage the reactor, and that forces two players to go two different directions to because you have to activate it at the same time from two different points. So someone has to be here, someone has to be at the bottom. They have to hit the button at the same time. Well, that's separating people. People that play the buddy buddy game, there's just two people running around the whole time. They might fall victim to that. There's plenty there's plenty of ways for the killer to do it, but I want more. That's why I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I want more than just the sabotages and the vents. I think that maybe you could have a level that doesn't have vents or doesn't have sabotages, but they have something else. Like maybe the killer could change color and look like somebody else, and then kill somebody in front of someone, and then run away and change and turn back into their original color or
Oh
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some nice tools though, as the game currently sits.
Oh yeah, for sure. I really enjoy it. I think it's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you have anything else to say about Among Us?
It was just a really pleasantly nice surprise to
It
get a
was a
game
pleasant
that really,
surprise.
for me, who doesn't really pay attention to this stuff, I know about games because you tell me about them. Sea of Thieves.
Hmm.
It was really a nice surprise to have this kind of come out of the blue for me, and then just be able to enjoy it so much.
Right. And we've played it so much, just like everybody else. Everybody else is playing it right now, having a great time. But it really just it we haven't had 8 people online consistently in a very long time. So I mean that right there is a testament on itself of how fun this is.
Yeah, and that we should also notice we're
Yeah.
all very much adults, living our own lives, with our own responsibilities. So to be
Exactly.
able to, like you mentioned, get everybody on consistently,
Yeah.
I think we may
And
even play this evening. Who knows?
we might right after this. And also, we're not playing for points. We're not playing for rank. We're not playing for KDR. We're not playing for epic loot. We're not playing for any other reason but to have fun.
What's KDR?
Kill death ratio. It's how many kills you have compared to your deaths, like in Halo. So if you have 1 kill and 1 death in
Yeah,
Halo,
yeah.
you have a 1.0 KDR. If you have 2 kills and 1 death in Halo, you have a 2.1 KDR.
Okay, I get it.
Or 6 kills and 3 deaths is still a 2.0.
Okay.
Holler at me, gamers. You know what I'm talking about.
I'll forget that next week. You mention it again, and I'll ask what it is.
No worries.
So no,
It's
but
great.
it's a good fun game. I would definitely recommend it. Like you said, the ease of play is another bonus for it. You don't have to know anything about gaming
Mm-mm.
to play this game.
Nope. And you can even play with just the mouse. You don't even have to use the keyboard at all. So you can literally just play one-handed, just clicking around on the screen.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Yep.
So yeah, hook your grandmas up. They might want to play a what'd you call it? A social deduction.
Social deduction. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give Granny
Yeah.
a call. She's missing you. She can't see you in
Well,
person.
I know that this podcast is running short. We're going on 30 minutes, and that's about half the time that we use for our podcast. But Among Us is
Yeah.
like this one, short and sweet.
Yeah, it's a super simple game. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. Like you said, it's
That's
short and
right.
sweet. Just like that Tyrannosaurus Rex in the background.
That's. I'm glad that you've seen that.
Yeah, look at him back there. He's
I'm gonna start putting a random thing back there every time. That way, see if you notice it.
yeah, right beside you. There's your birthday card and
Yeah.
a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, anyways, thanks for doing sticking with us for another podcast. We have some games in the works. There's 2 more that we have in mind that we're going to be recording for very shortly. Actually, 3, and 1 is horrible.
Stay tuned for that. That's going to be our first episode where we just absolutely shit on a game, maybe nonstop. If we're thinking about the same one,
right.
Begins with an H.
Yep.
Yep.
And
it ends with an ALO ODST.
For sure. Maybe it's good though. We only give it like an hour. Maybe it won't be.
Yeah, we've not played a whole lot, but it's not looking promising.
All right. See you guys.
Yep. Have a good one.